A gentleman named Mike Scary, who's now deceased, owned this derrick barge, and he's had it for several years. But around 2009, he parked it right here in 7 Mile Slough in Sacramento County, and it sat dormant for several years. And then in 2016, it sprang a leak, and it listed over and sank onto the bottom where it sits right now. It's actually on the bottom. But also in 2016, diesel fuel from the holding tank sprung a leak. And so the Coast Guard had to get involved and spent $80-something thousand moving oil and fuel products off the water. At that time, they stopped that action. They thought they had it resolved, but there's still more fuel and petroleum and pollution products on board. The barge itself is 110 feet long and it's 40 feet wide. It probably has about a 7 or 8 foot draft to it. Okay, so what we have behind us is another derrick barge. This one's called the Peanut. It's also owned by Mike Scary. It's a much smaller crane barge, but it does the same type of work. The dimensions of this barge is roughly half of BD 245. So this one being 110 feet by 40 feet, this one is 60 feet by 25 feet. But it's also a work platform, an all steel hold barge with a crane on top of it. Now, at this point, this crane barge has sank about a year ago. In 2021, it started taking on water, so it sank also to the bottom. Right behind the Peanut barge, you see the sailing boat. That's like a 25-foot sailing boat, but it's what's known as an attractive nuisance. So since 2009, Scary's had his vessels here. 2016, they sank, and then this one sank in 21. So what happens is people see that, and they look at it kind of like a dumping ground. It's kind of like an illegal dump site. And so this is probably the 4th boat that we've encountered tied up to it, where people want to get rid of something, they just tie it up there. People have dumped off paint cans and fuel cans, and they just put it right here on the barge because they know it's already a site, so they're getting rid of their stuff by putting it here. So it becomes an attractive nuisance to more problems and more pollution. So time is never on our side with these things. We're always at risk of what pollution can come off of here, and then we're at risk of what pollution people are going to bring out to the site. So the sooner we can get it out of here and off the water, the better off we'll all be. So if you split it up in two, on the recreational side, we're probably tracking 20 or 25 recreational abandoned derelict vessels right now. That we know their location, their condition, the identification numbers on them if they still have them, and we have a plan to remove them with a salvage contractor. On the commercial abandoned derelict vessels, we have 3 major sites in Sacramento County. There's one here in 7 Mile Slough. There's a large barge site in Broad Slough, and then there's a more of a residential site in Mayberry Slough. So we have 3 in Sacramento County. All of these sites are super expensive when you look at the construction of the vessel. You can't just take a steel hold barge to a landfill. All this stuff is going to have to be dealt with, dismembered. All the pollution has to come off. The hazardous waste, the asbestos, the PCBs, the lead paint, all that paint's going to have to come off because it has a high concentration of lead on it. It can't go into a landfill. So once you strip all those things off it, then you get solid steel. The steel itself has to be cut up, either with a shear or with a torch, into a manageable size piece that can be transported to a steel recycler. The Coast Guard has purview over all the water in this whole area. They do. And the EPA has purview over all the land in this area. But whether they get involved or not it's an agency decision. So it's hard to say like which one is state and which one's federal. We want all of them to come to the table, and we want all of the agencies to collaborate, because no one agency is almighty or all powerful or has the capability to do the whole wraparound service to clean it up and deal with it. It's going to take a collaboration and coordination on the federal side, the state side, and even the local side. So as Sacramento County has been trying to address this one issue for several years, we've expended what we can expend on it throughout the DA's office, Environmental Management Division, and the Marine Detail. But when we're at our limit, what we can't do no more, that's when we start asking for state assistance, and the state will turn around and ask for federal assistance.